This is my business, Shop Superline. It does $12 million a year. And in this video, I'm gonna show you and teach you how you can scale your business from 1 million all the way up to $10 million. Despite what you see online and what all the online gurus are talking about, it does not happen overnight. So the first thing you need is you need a business that's at least doing $1 million a year. And if you're curious on how to scale your business to $1 million a year, there's a video right here where I broke down the mindset, the tools, and my story on how I scaled my business that high. The things that it takes to make $1 million a year business are very different than the things that it takes to scale a $10 million a year business. At $1 million, you're gonna be running like your head is cut off. But at $10 million, if you wanna scale that business, you have to start to create systems. You have to create a team. You have to create things that are sustainable. You doing every part of the business is not sustainable. So again, the first step is build a business that is doing $1 million a year first, and then shift your mindset into creating systems and processes. It's not about what you're doing with your own two hands. It's about creating a scalable format that you can repeat and replicate, and that will survive and exist even when you're not in the business. The second thing you need to do is realize less is more. When I was scaling my business to $1 million, I was literally selling blanks. I was printing t-shirts. I was selling to retail stores. I was doing multiple different hustles. But when I scaled it to $10 million, it came down to trimming down the fat and focusing on one thing. You see this machine right here? This is the machine that I scaled to $1 million. It's a vinyl cutter. It weeds out the vinyl, you cut it, you weed it, and then you get designs like this, right? And you heat press these onto garments. That's what I was doing. I was doing that plus selling blanks, plus taking photos, plus making websites. I was just doing like 10 different things. If you want to scale your business to $10 million, less is more. It's better for you to be an expert at one thing versus you being so good at 10 different things. You can be good at 10 different things and make $1 million, but you cannot be good at 10 different things and make $10 million. So what do? We got rid of all the machines. We had a heat press. We had a factory next door. We had a heat press setup. We got rid of all that shit. This right here, we only use for content now. And what do now? All we do is we sell blanks. Everything, even the content, even this video, even the marketing, everything that we're doing is funneling down to one core business, which is Shop Superline, selling a fuck ton of clothes and selling a fuck ton of blanks. That is the one thing that we're the best at, and that is the one thing that we do. So a lot of you guys out there are seeing millionaires and entrepreneurs be like, oh, I got 10 million streams of income. It does not work like that. How it works is those guys got really rich and really successful off one thing, and then they're diversifying their risk and diversifying their portfolio across other investments. What is your hero product? What is your hero service? And how can you scale that and double that and triple that? So if you're wondering, what is a hero product or what is a hero service? Think about it this way. It is the one thing that you are known for. When you go to In-N-Out, you're not ordering hot dogs, you're not ordering quesadillas, you're not ordering tacos, you're ordering one thing, a motherfucking hamburger. When you go to Chick-fil-A, you're not ordering hamburgers, you're not ordering hot dogs, you're ordering one thing. What are you ordering? Chick-fil-A fucking sandwiches. When you go to Starbucks, what is the one thing you're ordering? Starbucks coffee. When you come to Shop Superline, what is the one thing that you're ordering? Is blanks, blank garments. You see? Blank garments. None of this shit got graphics on it. You see this? None of this shit got graphics on it. So our hero product is selling blank garments. That is what we're known for. That is what we're the best at, and that is what we do. So whenever you're running a business, think about what is your hero product or what is your hero service. And it doesn't always have to be a physical good. Your hero product could also be a service. So for example, when there's a lawn mowing company, right? Yes, they do the sidewalks, they might clean your roof, they might power wash your windows, but what is the one thing that they're known for? They're known for lowering your motherfucking lawns. That is not a physical product, that is a service. When you go to your barbershop, they might wax your eyebrows, they might fucking pluck your nose, they might give you a facial, they might wash your hair, but what is the one thing that you go for? Motherfucking haircuts. So a hero product doesn't necessarily always have to be a physical good. It can also be a service or something that you offer. So if you want to scale your business, find your hero product and triple down on that bitch. That is the thing that people should know you for, and that should make up at least 70 to 80% of your revenue. All right, the next thing you need to think about is processes and systems. Processes and systems will help you scale the business even if you're not there. Believe it or not, in the beginning part of Shop Superline, this part right here, I was taking orders with paper and pen. Motherfucking customers would come and bring their clothes up, and I would take it and I would count it and I would write it out with a paper and pen, and I had a calculator and I would calculate everything by hand. That is not scalable. You have to have somebody here that understands all the prices, that's good at math, that's quick, that can write fast, right? Now what we have is we have Shopify. So if you go on Shopify, everything in the store on this POS is barcoded. So we have scanners now, right? So what we do, we take these products, all of our products have barcodes. So all you gotta do is scan it and boom, it shows up on the POS. It says the color, the size, the price. It has all of this information into the system so that way, whether I'm here or not, this part of the store can run on its own. It's a system. It's something that's scalable and repeatable to where I don't have to physically be here, and the system is what's managing everything. Now the inventory is correct. Even when I was doing it in the beginning, because I was doing paper and pen, I didn't have an inventory system. So somebody online would order 2 red small zip ups and I would sell them in the store and I wouldn't have known. So I would have to refund that customer. But now this is an omni-channel system to where when somebody buys these 2 small red smalls in store, it takes it out of this cloud of inventory online, so it doesn't show up online either. So this is the back-end system that's running all of this distribution. This is how crazy it is. I can go on my phone anywhere in the world. I could be in Korea, I can be in Dubai, and it will show me, like yesterday, it will show me the sales for yesterday, how much of it was in store, how much of it was POS, what are the draft orders. I can go on here and I could even see what they ordered, where's the label. I could see everything on here. It has all the orders on here. And I can go on here, it has all the product. We have new biker chains coming out. We have nylon shorts, carpenter camo, everything, the inventory. These spray-on colognes right here. These spray-on perfumes. All of these. It says in my system how much I have in inventory. So systems and processes is what's going to help you scale your business and help you create a repeatable format. These are all systems. So in terms of running the distribution of the store, we use Shopify. We use it in store here, right here, and then we also use it online over here. This is all ran on Shopify. Shopify is what we call an omni-channel distribution software system. Omni-channel is essentially one channel. So whether somebody buys this product online or they buy it in store, it's taking the data out of a cloud in the air, and it's one channel, but it's 2 distribution centers. So Shopify is what powers our distribution. So the next system I use is Homebase. So believe it or not, before I got on Homebase, I was clocking in, I was managing, I was writing down everyone's clock in and everyone's time. I was writing out all the checks. I was calculating the taxes. Homebase is essentially a software that manages all the employees. So when an employee clocks in, they use Homebase. When they clock out, they use Homebase. Homebase calculates all of their timesheets every week and then that submits the payroll. So I don't even have to do any of it. All of this is automated. So Homebase is the software that we use to manage the employees. We have, I think, 16 employees on this side. So the people between the packing, the shipping, the store guys, the managers, the assistant managers, the warehouse workers, all of this is ran on Homebase. And it's a way for me to automate the systems to where anything to do with HR, payroll, employee management, I do it on Homebase. The next software and system that I use is Slack. So Slack is essentially a way for the corporate guys and even the guys on the network, Alex, the camera guy, that's what he uses on the day-to-day. It's essentially a way for people to communicate. So in here, we have different channels, right? So the in-store management. So this is between me and all the managers in the store. We have multipliers, which is all the corporate guys. We have the network for lifers. So that's Alex, Sam, Vivek, the people who run the media stuff and the Instagram and the social media. We have product, which is Joseph and Quay. They handle all the product. Product development is a Slack for everyone where we just put our ideas in there. We have a YouTube Slack. We have vendor payment Slack. So Slack is a way for us to communicate not only within our organization internally, but also we have Slack channels with outside organizations. So like Prize Picks, when we do deals with Prize Picks, they hit us up on Slack. When we work with other vendors like Rebel Minds, they hit us up on Slack. And the last one that we use is something called Figma. So Figma is essentially think about Photoshop, but a collaborative version. So when you use Photoshop, it's one file, and if I wanted Alex or if I wanted Vivek to adjust the file, I would have to send them the file, they would have to send it back to me. On Figma, as you can see, it has everything on here. So if Alex makes a change, if I make this change on here, if I delete this is the collaborative mood board, it'll delete off the entire mood board. So Figma is essentially a way to be like a collaborative Photoshop. And this is how we make our memes. This is how we make templates, like even for our reels or even for our covers, it's all done through Figma. So this is like a creative software and a platform that we're using. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you want to scale your business to $10 million, you have to start to implement systems, right? At 1 million, 2 million, I'm literally working 60 hours a week. It's to the point where I'm fucking dying. 10 million, I'm actually working less and less hour and less physical strain on my body than I was at 1 million. Because at 1 million, I'm literally doing everything. At 10 million, my job is less about being in the weeds and being in the business. It's more about creating the infrastructure and the systems so that my employees can handle it. It's about scaling repeatable systems. I didn't go to school for any of this. This is all stuff that they probably teach you at Harvard Business School. This is all probably stuff that they teach you at, when you get an MBA. But listen, I'm a guy who fucking goons his shit 9 times a day, a college dropout, and a fucking convicted felon, and I'm doing bigger numbers than these fucking dipshit Harvard grads, all right? So it's possible. I'm a regular dude. No college degree, and all of this shit I fucking learned. If I can fucking learn this shit, so the fuck can you. Don't let these Harvard graduate fucking Ivy League motherfucking dipshits think and shit on you, bro. I go into any room and bar for bar, I will compete with them. Even though they have the craziest degree. And yeah, there's probably Harvard dipshits that are making hundreds of millions of dollars. But guess what? I'm only on chapter 1. I got 20 more chapters to live. I got 30 more years of this game. So in 30 years, hopefully I can compete with them. The next thing you need is you need to be able to hire good talent. You see this right here? You see this guy? This is my certified brown boy. He worked a corporate job, left his corporate job to come work for this company. And when I met him and when I was working with him, we were doing roughly about $8 million a year. The next year, we did $12 million. So if you want to scale your business, you got to hire the corporate dickheads that are smarter than you, that are more capable than you, that have more intelligence than you, so that way you can learn from them. Shopify, I was good at it, but when I met Vivek, he made me better at it. I was making memes, I was good at it, but when I met Vivek, I got better at it. A lot of these dumbass systems that I'm talking about, Slack, fucking Figma, all this shit, I was initially against it because I was like, oh dude, I'm a fucking dickhead doing this shit by myself. Why do I need these programs? But when you hire better talent that is smarter, more experienced, has a different outlook than you, then you're able to scale your shit. That's like a whole nother video on how you hire good talent. I mean, that's like I could make another YouTube video for that, and I probably will. But if you want to scale your business to the next level, to $10 million, you got to start hiring smart people. Believe it or not, before Vivek, I only hired fucking dropouts. My company was doing $8 million a year. I never had anyone fucking with a college degree. We were doing it all with fucking idiots. $8 million a year as idiots, and I was the king idiot. But if you want to get to the next stage, you got to start hiring some fucking dweebs and some nerds that's they're not gonna pack boxes, they're not gonna check out customers, but they're gonna sit at this computer with all these monitors, and they might be fucking gooning their shit, but they're doing some sort of work. So you gotta hire smart people for you to learn and for you to scale. All right, to wrap it up, the last and final piece that you need is you gotta have the right mindset. And the mindset, I could fucking talk about this shit for 30 hours. Number one is always having this hunger, this unfucking controllable hunger to want to learn. Somebody like me that didn't go to college, that didn't, my parents, like they were well off, but they never built a business over $1 million a year. That's the most that they ever did, right? I never was introduced to people that had Ferraris and had all this crazy lifestyle. I went and sought after that. I went after that. My very first job as a busboy, I worked at that country club because I was in the rooms with the most successful people in my town. That's the only reason I worked there. I didn't work there because they were paying me fucking $12 an hour. I could care less about the fucking money. I worked there because if I fucking wait for the guy, if I clean up his kids' plates, if I fucking pick up the shit off the floor and I help him out, then maybe I could ask him a question on how I can better myself. That's why I worked there. Is you have to be hungry for the knowledge. You have to want the knowledge. And that doesn't mean you gotta go fucking buy an ebook or buy a course. I will never sell you a course, right? It means that you gotta go out and ask questions and learn, and you gotta be able to have no ego. Even at $8 million, I could look at Vivek and be like, what the fuck do you know? You're fucking working a shitty corporate job making $80,000 a year. You don't know more than me. It's so easy for me to say that, but I had to put down my ego and be like, yo, maybe he's right. Maybe I do need Figma. Maybe I do need Slack. Maybe I should change my Shopify this way. You have to be able to put down your ego and learn. And learning isn't just from learning from smarter people. It's also learning from dumb people too. You can learn what not to do, what not to say, how not to think. So learning goes both spectrums. Smart people, dumb people, smart people. You can learn from anyone in the world. So you have to have that mindset. The second thing is, me personally, I always feel like all of these blessings and all of these things happened in my life because I wasn't bitter. And there was a point in time, especially when I was selling weed and when I was doing all this shit, I was so fucking bitter. I was the most jealous person in the world. I was jealous of fucking people doing better than me. I was jealous of, people in my town having a better car or whatever. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like when you let that go, when you learn to applaud the person next to you for doing better than you, when you learn to have more love and more care for people, that like more graciousness, more gratitude, like that shit set me free from the jealousy, and that shit helped me push through the hard times and really understanding like what's meant for you is meant for you. I think a lot of people, when they're not successful, they're always in a crabs in a barrel mentality where they're gatekeeping shit. They don't want to show their neighbor how to do this. And I think when you have that mindset of like, how can we collaborate together versus like, oh, you're going to take my mind share, you're going to take my shit. When you have that sort of philosophy, I just think that it's not going to come to you. I feel like when you give and give and give without asking for anything in return, without asking for any expectations, the right people and the right opportunities will show up at your doorstep. And I think the last thing I want to say is this. I got fucking lucky. A lot of this shit, when you see this video, you're going to be like, oh, this guy fucking knows everything, da 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 da. Dude, I worked my ass off. I was always down to learn. I was fucking down to do anything. I was down to do whatever the fuck it takes. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I got fucking lucky, dog. Like, this is by the grace of God. This is all luck. Like, none of this shit that I have is mine. It is all God shit, and it's all from the universe. And I got lucky. And that's to say that you can get lucky too. It's just a matter of being at the right place at the right time, right? It's about being prepared when the wave comes. It wasn't like I fucking saw from afar like, yo, this is the master plan and I strategized everything from A to Z. It wasn't that like methodical. What it was I woke up every fucking day, I waited by the ocean, and I did what I was supposed to do. And one day, a fucking tsunami came. And when the tsunami came, I don't know how, but I got up on my board and I rode that motherfucker as long as I could. And that tsunami for me was COVID. When COVID came, I took the business from $4 million to $8 million. I couldn't have fucking made that shit up. I couldn't have changed those circumstances. It was, people had money. They were cooped up at home. The malls weren't open, so you couldn't even spend the money at the malls. We, by the grace of God, were able to be open. So we literally blew up off of COVID. And that is just pure fucking luck. But the reason why I invest so much, the reason why I do this is because I'm lucky and I'm blessed. So I want to give back and I want to show you that you can do it too. If you guys like this video, do what all the fucking lame ass YouTubers do. What do they say? Comment.
Like, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Cameraman Alex is trying to move out of his mom's house. He's so sick of beating his shit next to his mom's door. It's so bad, he's fucking beating his shit like, and his mom's like waking up like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So he's trying to move out of his mom's house so he can do this shit publicly or freely in his own space and not in his mom's house. So if you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this video, all the AdSense is going to Alex. Make sure you guys run it up. You know we stay giving y'all free game.